Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today we're going to do the first look and show you how to set up for the first time and the first cleaning on this brand new Roborock Q-Revo 2 Pro. So there's a lot going on in this video. We're going to talk about it, everything that comes in the box, how to put it together. Then I'll connect it to our app, map our home, we'll go through the settings, and then we'll do the first cleaning. But this is a completely new redesign base station. And the robot's got some pretty cool things going on with it. Overall, this seems like a mid-tier to budget level robot. It doesn't have a lot of the fancy features, but it's definitely not one of the lowest as far as, it's got some nice features that make it above budget. Now, I did buy this robot with my own money. I paid 800 bucks. It's not an $800 robot. I would hope for it to go on sale. But if you do purchase this robot using a link in my video or on my website, justadadapproved.com, the product's not going to cost you anymore, but I do earn a small commission from the sale. If you want to find all the robots that are already Just a Dad approved, check out my website, justadadapproved.com, and at the top you can see Dad's top picks. I've purchased over 200 of these robot vacuum cleaners with my own money, and I don't take sponsorships. That way I can give you my honest opinion. Now, we're going to be talking about specs. I've got my own specs that I write down, and these are on the website. Under this, in the description, if you click on it, it'll take you to my website where you can see this. And after I live with it for a couple months, then you'll see the scorecard and how it did. Okay, first off, it doesn't come with a whole lot of stuff. You basically just get a power cord. The two mop pads are also separate, but you just install them. And then it does have the duo divide brush roller. The side brush is not extendable into the corner. It's anti-tangle, but it doesn't extend into the corner. Also, there's no camera on the front. This robot vacuum cleaner will vacuum and mop your house at the same time. The wheels are just standard. There's no like going over thresholds or anything. It does have a carpet sensor. It's going to raise the mop pads. Now this is new, 15 millimeters. That's a lot of lift. Normally this was 10 millimeters. Now it can leave the mop, it can detach them and leave them back at the base station. I do like that feature. And it can extend one of the mop pads right up against the wall whenever it's mopping. That's an advanced feature. Also, there's an internal water tank that sprays water on top of the mop pads to keep them wet. So as you can see, this dual divide is an advanced feature. This is an advanced feature that to leave them at the base station, but it's unfortunate that that doesn't extend. That's not an advanced feature. Okay, so this is a very common system that Roborock has now had for a couple years. This is a proven system that just works. It's great for long hairs. They don't wrap around. It's split in the middle and it goes down and gets sucked in. This works. Spinning LiDAR. This looks like a pretty standard robot now. Spinning LiDAR, 2 physical buttons. That's an optical avoidance sensor, no camera. Standard bumper. We got a sensor up here so it knows when to extend that. Around back, fills the robot up with water, charging points, backup sensor. Here's where the auto empty is. Now getting this cover off, you got to kind of pull it up a little bit. This is a standard dustbin I've seen. This may be a little smaller because of they're lifting the mop pad up so much higher. I think they've made this a little smaller, but we'll see. Here's the filter. You're gonna have to clean this filter once in a while. I've seen this in other robots, this filter. All right, let's work our way down here. Auto empties the dustbin, fills the robot up with water, charging. It's gonna blow hot air. They say this is a whole new tray. I think I've seen this on the Edge too. This has to come out, but this, supposedly it says it's a redesign. It does clean with hot water and dries with hot air when it's done. Now, new feature. These tanks are different, 4 liters. But here we have the dust bag filter. This is all new, redesign. You're simply just gonna pull it up and then push a new one in. A little hard to get to when it's on a table, but I think it'll be great when it's on the floor. That's nothing. I think if you get water, that's what those are drains for, I hope, to go down into there, because sometimes you have water on your tanks on the outside. Clean water tank, it's a redesign. A filter at the bottom, that's a float that goes up and down. Looks like you can put those little beads for hard water deposits. And there's even something else. There's 2 little brackets there. They don't tell us what they're for. Again, clean water tank, dirty water tank. Pretty basic. You do get a place to put something in there, the standard float. Same size. Cord is 6 feet long. It's 2-prong. This is new. There's no power switch here. 120 volts, 1 amp, all the way up to 4.5 amps whenever it looks like it's heating the water. Oh yeah, the ramp has a new design. These must be for the wheels. Nothing to access on the bottom. So the ramp, make sure you click it into place. Yeah, it's a little tricky, but yeah. Front to back, 19 inches, 48 centimeters. Left to right, 15 inches or 38 centimeters. Height-wise, you do need to be able to lift the tanks up. So you're gonna need about 24 inches or 61 centimeters above it. No solution tank, so you're gonna put the Roborock solution in the clean water tank every time you fill it up. About 2 capfuls. Width of the robot, 13 3/4 or 35 centimeters. All right, it says it's 3.8 inches or about 9.7 centimeters. Yeah, that's about what I got, almost 4 inches. Okay, let's turn the robot on. Hold the power button for about 5 seconds. You'll see those lights, they're breathing. We're gonna scan this. We're gonna get the Roborock app and scan that with our phone. It's gonna play a tune. Now the Roborock app is free to use, but you got to create a username and password. Give it access to your camera. You're going to scan this now scan that with your camera. Okay, so then I told it that I had powdered on already. Then I selected my Wi-Fi. It only works on 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Give it your Wi-Fi password. Now I have to connect. This is going to transmit a Wi-Fi signal. I have to join that Wi-Fi. The tablet's going to tell, you can use your phone also. It's going to tell it what Wi-Fi to go to, and then both of them should go back to the normal Wi-Fi. We're going to look for 3 check marks here. Sometimes you have to manually connect to the Wi-Fi being transmitted by the robot. This is just during setup though. Okay.
Connecting to Wi-Fi. Stand by.
All right. Looks like it's going through okay. All right, now we're going to enter the device, check for an update, and we'll also want to plug in the dock, and we're going to fill the clean water tank up. So the dirty water tank, I put an Effordent tablet. Every time I empty this, I put a tablet in there. So as the dirty water comes up, it prevents the odor. These will stink really bad. And I like to use this. You can check from my website or on this description. This is the best brush, and this is the best cleaning solution. And this is the Roborock cleaning solution. You're going to put 2 capfuls, or I call 2 dabs, of cleaning solution in the clean water tank every time you fill it up. I've got the dock plugged in. It's red because I don't have the clean water tank full yet. Once you're connected to Wi-Fi, then just dock it. Make sure you hear charging. That's what you want to hear, is charging. All right, let's go through the settings real quick. Carpet, multi-level. You can change these later in the settings. Make sure Do Not Disturb is on. I'm going to turn mine off for a little bit for the studio. Make sure map saving is on. Looks like there's a voice pack update. That doesn't take long. All right, let's go back. You're going to do a quick mapping, but first let's check for an update. Click that. Scroll down. Firmware updates. Yep, there is an update. Turn it to auto. You don't have to turn it on auto, but I do. What's new? Added remop zone feature allowing customs. Added a map backup feature supporting map and various issues. Okay, so let's update now.
This may take 5 to 10 minutes.
Now this remop zone, they said in the ad that they were going to add that in an over-the-air update. So it looks like they added it in this update. And I'm not sure what to make of this. It says targeted area remop. And down here it says it'll be available through an OTA, so over-the-air update. So it looks like they did. I don't know if the sensor or if it's a dirt detection sensor in the base. They're very unclear on this. Let me know if you know in the comments. But how's it going to know if does it use the sensor on the front or does it use a dirt detection sensor in the base? Okay, now we're up to date. Let's go back. So let's just go through the settings real quick and then we'll do a quick mapping. Put it on a schedule. There's history, maintenance. This is where you see how to do all the maintenance on it. And you got to reset those reminders. Carpet cleaning, vacuum only, avoid, cross, vacuum carpet first. I recommend having that on. Carpet boost. I'm not sure where the remove. Floor cleaning. There it is. Auto detach and reinstall mop cloth. Cleaning pattern. You can clean along floor direction. Flexible arm. Floor clean. Yeah, I did that. Okay. Dock settings. Mop wash frequency. Smart, by room or by time. How often do you want it to go back and wash the mop pad? Smart, that's washing of the water. High temperature, it's not super hot. I think it's like 167, so that's pretty hot. But dustbin auto empty frequency, so I would put it to high just because I want it to auto empty as often as possible. Empty mode, I would go max. I always want it to auto empty as much and as often as possible. That dustbin's small. Drying method is auto, or you can schedule it. I like that. Duration, eco, standard, or deep. Doesn't give you a time. I've never seen that before. Dock maintenance, self-cleaning tray, drain the tank. Okay. Reactive optical avoidance is on. Less coverage. I would just leave those settings alone unless you're having problems. Manage the maps, robot voice, connect to matter, more options, do not disturb, button lights on or off, smart charging or off-peak charging, offline maps. I've never used pin and go or remote control. Product info, this is where you change it to square feet if you want to. Change the name of it also. Firmware updates, there you go. All right, let's do a quick mapping.
Mapping starts now. Honor the dock.
All right.
Open the doors to the areas.
Sounds like it removed its mop pads. And it's going to randomly go around your house. So make sure your doors are open, kind of the furniture is put up. And this is the coolest part. It creates the map in real time. Yeah, it left the mop pads back at the base station. I heard them detach. Okay, so it didn't take very long. Let's adjust the map. Check. Oh, wow, this is different. Check map direction. Yep, that's good. I want to divide. I want to divide this room, and you're going to move that line. You can make it shorter. If it's not solid, it won't do it. I like that it does in different colors. Take your time with this. This is important to do all the divides, and you can do merges, so click that. Oh. So it's walking you through how to do the map. This is nice. I don't need to combine any rooms. Let's go to next. Room names. Name the room. Corner test. So take your time, go through, name these rooms. It cleans the rooms differently. So like if that is the kitchen, you want to put the kitchen because it'll clean it differently than if it's like a living room or a bedroom. All right, next, any areas to avoid. You can add these later. You can add an invisible wall that won't go past this wall. You can move it wherever you want. No-go zone. I know back here it's going to struggle. So there's the dock. You can't put it around the dock, but I know there's some computer cables on the ground. And you can add more later. Next, thresholds. This thing will not do thresholds, but you can add a threshold. It's a yellow line. It'll try to go over it, but it doesn't lift its body up or anything. Doorsteps, sliding rails, or thresholds. So yeah, next, any furniture. I don't typically do the furniture. You can play around with that later. Map up to start, nope. I want to start the first clean. So hit agree. Okay, let's go to the map settings now. There's all what we went through. Ooh, there's the remopping area. Recommended for heavily soiled areas. The selected areas will be so there's really no sensor. It's basically you're adding an area that you think's always dirty. So around a dog bowl or something. This is going to be interesting. This is new. I'll play around with it. And we can add, so you can add several of these. Okay, good. Curtains, no-go zones, threshold, floor type. This is important, floor type. You can pick which direction the hardwood floor is going, so it'll clean in that direction. Carpet, deal with this. Let it find out where all the carpet is, and then you can kind of modify the carpet, and you can add carpet. And then you got the carpet settings. Make sure it's on vacuum. If it's on avoid, it will avoid. You can have it avoided if you want. And then, yeah, that's new. The remopping area. I hope to see that on other 3D. I'm excited about that. So, okay, I put it in 3D. Yeah, 3D's okay. I like the other way. 2D. Okay, so do we have Smart Plan? We do. We have Roborock Smart Plan. I think it's called 3.0. It does do a pretty good job. It figures out how it's going to work for you. You can do a vacuum followed by a mop. That's important. Vacuum and mop at the same time. Mop only. Vacuum only. 4 levels of suction. You got a slider scale for how wet the mop pads get. 1 or 2 times. And cleaning pattern. And you get all of those same settings. So, and you can customize each room. Very nice. Here's your dock controls. I still don't have my clean water tank full. I gotta fill it. So you can manually do all these, wash the mops, empty the dustbin, or dry the mop pad. You can turn that on and off. That's gonna be important when you wanna do multi-rooms. Okay, let's get it set up to do the first clean. Okay, let's do the first cleaning on the corner test. High suction 27.2. And so we're gonna see exactly how it does over here on the big mess. This is just the first cleaning. Let's see how the Roborock Q-Revo 2 Pro cleans up this big mess. We've got a bunch of dirt and debris in the corner, muddy paw prints, some long hair. Now it did leave a little bit in between the mop pads on both sides, but it's going to do 2 passes. And I like the app. We can see exactly where it's gone. Now the side brush doesn't extend into the corner, but when it gets into a corner, it turns backwards. But it did leave quite a bit in the corners. As you can see, that turning backwards helped clean it, but not get completely in the corner. I've got it on its max suction and it's not too loud. And it is doing a good job of mopping. The floor is squeaky clean. Wow, it's doing a good job mopping. Yep, it's doing a good job. Wow. Excellent job of mopping. It was able to get those muddy paw prints. Okay, so for a first pass, I've got the water turned up pretty high. That's pretty cool. That's really good. That's really good. Now, corner cleaning is a little bit to be desired. I think it's going to get, it did leave some here in the middle, but I think it's going to come back and get that on the last pass. They made it sound kind of like that spinning that brush backwards was going to get everything in the corner, but it didn't. And it looks longer, but it just can't get in that corner. I turned the suction down a little bit, so it may not, I've got it on low suction, so it may not, that's kitty litter, that's, can be some heavy stuff, but kitty litter, it kind of scooted out, didn't pick it up. Only 20,000 pascals of suction. I would have thought this would have been higher, but I think they're aiming towards a budget price point on this. Now it's not doing the, I hope it does the perimeter again, but that'd be nice. Oh, it is. Roborocks never do the perimeter. There's what it's, yeah. That's because I've got it on deep clean, I think. It does the perimeter of the room twice. Normally, I don't ever see that. Normally, when it's in 2 passes, it only does the center of the room on the second pass. But I do have it on deep clean. Yep, this room is pretty clean. I'll give it the white glove test one last time here. It did an excellent job of cleaning. Here we can see the crisscross pattern. Looks like we get a timeline. The circle goes around, let you know when it's clean. I did change the suction power midstream, and I can change the water level too. I can skip an area, I can add an area while it's doing this. Okay, I stopped it. It did a good job mopping, vacuuming. It's gonna come back to the dock, auto empty the dustbin, and wash the mop. I just got the 775, that's a brand new Roomba. So far, it just did the unboxing, and it's only done 1 cleaning. So far, so good.
Emptying dustbin.
So it sounds like it did a good job. You could hear everything going into the dustbin. Sounds strong, and it stays on a long time. Now it's going to wash them up with hot water.
Starting to wash them up.
And this sounds like a standard Roborock Q-Revo. Water pump sounds normal. Nothing out of the ordinary here. Spinning the mop rollers, all sounds normal. Okay, the blower for the heater's not too loud. There's the dirty water. Let's check. This did a good job. Let's check out. They've improved how this is held on there. They needed to do that for the Curve X because it always falls off. They've improved that drastically.
Dustbin removed.
Auto empty was good. Good, good, good.
Dustbin installed.
All right. Most importantly, no hair wrap. These are the new, you know, they've got this, these are the more expensive mop pads you find on like the Curve X and some of the, like the Saros 10R. That's the more expensive brush roller. That I think we saw on the Curve, or the Curve 2 Flow. Again, it turns it backwards only in the corner, but not very long. It's very hard to catch. So I'm pretty excited to take this to my home. I'm going to learn all about that dual mopping, I'll do a carpet test on it. I got the 775 getting ready to go to my home. It's doing okay here in the studio, but more to come on it. I've been doing a bunch of wet, dry floor mops, cordless vacuum cleaners. These are all going to be on my website, Dad's Top Picks. Best carpet shampooers, steamers, cordless vacs, you name it. But I'm still buying robot vacuum cleaners. They've just kind of slowed down, but I think it's going to pick up. I do have the Saros S70 at my home. I got the V70 coming tomorrow. I got the V70 coming tomorrow. The Z7, the Mova Z70, I think it's going to be released in the next couple weeks. But tonight I'm going to do a video on this robot ban. I don't think it's going to be that big a deal. I've been doing a bunch of research on it, so hopefully we're still going to get robots because this is what I do for a living and they've been really good. These robot vacuum cleaners have been doing a great job of cleaning, so I hope we can continue to get them. But I'm going to be doing a video on our robot vacuum cleaners actually banned. So again, check out the website, justadadapproved.com. You can see the specs. I got to live with this robot for about 2 months. I'll know right away within the first month how it's doing. So check back for the, should you buy it right now? It looks like a pretty good robot. 800 bucks is way too much. It's a mid-tier robot, but mid-tier for Roborock is probably 800 bucks. Mid-tier for Dreamy and Mova is about 500. So that's about a $500 robot, but Roborock will probably never drop it that low. So again, check out my website. Thanks everybody for watching. Look for more exciting videos. Now the best place to go to find these robot vacuum cleaner picks is justadadapproved.com. Up here in the top header, you're going to see best overall vacuums, best for pet hair, best under 1,000, best under 500, and best under 300. Let's check best overall. I don't give you 20 picks. I give you 5 of my top robot vacuum cleaners with the score, but I have all the information to back it up. If you want to read the full review, why did I pick the Mova V50? Let's go see the full review. You can see the videos that I have right here to back it up. I have my 3-month real world score test, my real world testing results, cost to own, my robot specs that I think are important to robot vacuum cleaners, some quick buy it if, skip if, and then a simple review. Thanks everybody for watching. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe button. Also check out where you can find all my approved products on my website, justadadapproved.com. You'll see a little link to it here at the end of the video. If you click on that, that's going to take you right to my website.